Hello everyone, Big Head Django here, bringing you this week's trial guide, showing you how to win this week's trial in the stock Porsche Desert Flyer. Now this car is extremely difficult to control, it is a high skill car, so irrespective of what tune you use, whether it's mine or somebody else's, be sure to first run a few dirt races with this car, at least one, get an idea of how it handles, how it drives, because that will make your life a lot easier when you finally go into the trial. Now, fair warning, all these races you're about to see are not my best performance, but they're also pretty similar to what most people are going to experience with this trial, so it's good enough. And now let's jump into the first race, starting in the last position, of course. That's always fun. There we go, the start line. So this car is very difficult to control and handle, like I said, and we get to see a perfect example of that on the first corner, the very first corner. Bit of contact with my teammate Cross, mid-air ramming going on there, absolutely crazy. In the meantime, Australian Wolf has gone far ahead of everyone else. So on all these banked hairpins, you do have to pedal the throttle. If you don't, the rear's gonna slide out and you're gonna lose a lot of speed. And up ahead we see Australian Wolf just being bullied by all the AI driver towers, completely slowed down. So this is another problem you have to deal with here. The AI cars are not very good, they're going to be all over the road. Coming under the bridge, I take the right hand side, go through as little water as possible in order to avoid slowing down too much, and let go of that throttle, feather it as best you can, because this is a difficult hairpin to get through cleanly. And now for some reason Australian Wolf completely dives into me, probably turned too much through that corner, another problem with this car. And on the next corner suddenly Cross is back, and of course they don't really care about ramming their own teammates, because why care about teammates? It's just a co-op team-based trial race, right? So into the second lap, and here I do a very poor job of taking that first corner. Now coming up onto the first hairpin, you do want to slide the car just a little bit, straighten it out for the second hairpin. And on the second hairpin, I did not feather the throttle. Lost traction there, a lot of traction there. But the AI isn't good at taking these corners either. So Cross is in second place. At this time I take the left hand side under the bridge and go into the next hairpin from the outside, but I immediately pay for that. Katia is not having any of that. So Cross still trying to fight the AI and maintain position, but they're also kind of all over the road. This is a difficult car to control. Make sure to brake hard for the last hairpin, turn and feather that throttle until you're ready for the checkpoint, and then you can go full throttle. We move on to the last lap. This time I do a much cleaner job of taking the first corner, then into the first hairpin. This time Cross seems to have learned a thing or two from me, because they take it exactly the way I have been taking it, and through all three hairpins quite cleanly. Cross managing to take the lead here. Now I do feather the throttle, but I think I get back on it a little too quickly, and I think I did not turn in enough. So not only did I go too wide, I also ended up losing traction. In the meantime, the air behind us has caught up, and the team's still not winning. Obviously we're not going to win this race. Into the final hairpin, a bit of horn action by Cross to let me know they're gonna win this. I did attempt to try and get a drift and possibly get the lead, but yeah, do a wonderful job of that. So on the final approach, I see an AI about to pass me. Stay in your lane, Tegan, stay in your lane. So finish second, not too bad, but the team isn't exactly doing well. Cross 888, of course, a very good teammate. So good in fact that in the second race they miss a checkpoint and then proceed to quit. So yeah. Now while I do manage to win the race, and some teammates did quit, which would have helped us out. The remaining teammates could not keep up, so didn't get the win. Had to do the second race again. So here we are, and this time we are with a pretty decent team. So for the first corner, you want to try and stay on the inside because the AI is going to go wide, and then you want to try and find an opening. For the second corner, stay on the inside, brake hard, and you'll mostly get through just fine. Most of my teammates managed to get through that second corner very nicely, fairly cleanly. I think my teammates are aware of how difficult this car is to use. On this fast corner, I don't feather the throttle. I do ride the barrier, but ideally you do want to feather the throttle. I think control is far more important than speed, especially when you lose that speed ramming into the barrier. And for this next corner, feather the throttle and stay on the dirt road. My teammates here a bit slow and I am able to gain a lead. I'm gonna stay on the outside because it's about to turn into the inside, and then that helps me out. But of course, on the next corner I don't brake. I should have, so make sure to brake, because as you can see I lost a lot of speed there. A lot of speed. Full throttle through this corner, but don't be like me, I went way too wide here. Now due to the water sections, the air is going to slow down tremendously. And here I have no option but to ram into the barrier. Paper XP accidentally ended up ramming into William, the AI there. Had I stayed on the inside, there was a risk that William would have rammed into me, forcing me completely off the road, which is not what you want. So like I was saying, the air is going to be slower here, the water section. We've got very good teammates here, obviously, in the lead, winning the race. Paper XP trying to look for an opening, but it's close. And now this is what a good teammate is. I'm on the inside, so they continue to stay on the outside for that corner. They make sure to give me way and not mess up my driving line. That is what a good teammate is all about. And now for the final corner, you do want to feather the throttle a little bit, and nicely done. We finished in second. Team did pretty well actually. And now we move into the final race with the same team. Oh, but what's this, Yang? What are you doing? Seems Yang had fallen asleep behind the wheel, just waiting for the race to start. So full throttle through the first corner, and oh my god, with poor Will still unable to maintain control of their car. Now these next couple of corners are fairly easy. You can slide the car a bit. It is already prone to sliding. That does help out. Now going into this fast left-hander, a lot of chaos here. I am trying to find an opening here or not be rammed off track and miss a checkpoint, and so I completely forget to brake, just push Paper XP into the wall there. I end up messing up this hard corner, but it somehow doesn't matter because this is the first time I've ever done that, and it worked actually pretty well. So back onto the dirt, and I come in way too fast. Hot crowd completely slowed down by the plants there. I end up rear-ending them. I lose acceleration myself. And now for the final corner, I'm on the outside, which is never a good thing for this corner, as we can see. Crossing the start-finish line, I look back and Paper XP slowing down on air, trying to maintain position. But at this point, we have a good idea of how this race is going to end. It doesn't look like we are going to win. The result's not in our favor. Just a lot of mistakes by the entire team, not just one person. The whole team making a lot of careless mistakes over and over again. Like this one, for example. Beach and V12, not really on the best line for those corners. And then I mess up this corner, lose traction. Now I do manage to slingshot across here, and then I try to repeat what I did on the first lap, and that worked out so well. Bish and we also probably trying to do the same thing, and they gave me a little boost. Back onto the dirt, and while at first it seemed like I do a better job this time, I am coming in way too fast. So I end up losing control there, and Bishan managing to catch up, and I'm again on the outside, so again we know how that's gonna go. As expected, into the third lap, and now the problem here is that you're too aggressive but you're not taking the correct line, which just completely messes up anybody else who is trying to. Like for example, you'll see that Bishan is trying to follow the driving line, which would be okay, except I end up rear-ending him, losing all my acceleration again. But thankfully the team is now somehow in the lead. We did it, we managed to do it. Now up ahead you will see Thought Crowd fighting with the AI, and then managing to take the lead and slowing down the AI, which is absolutely incredible. The MVP. Thought Crowd is no doubt the MVP for this race, and personally for me it is always nice when I don't have to be the one slowing down the AI. So final stretch of the race, and this time I managed to go over the dirt section perfectly. And this time I make sure to position my car on the inside for the last corner. Bishan on the outside. Yeah, now you be on the outside, guy. See how that feels. So, a hard-fought victory, a truly enjoyable, fun race, very good teammates, doing really well, pushing throughout the race, never giving up, and the blue team wins. Absolutely fantastic race. Took me only 3 attempts to record all 3 races for this trial, which is extremely rare, and I'm glad. I hope you enjoyed watching that. I hope it helps you out. If it does, be sure to leave a like, drop a message in the comments down below, and subscribe to the channel. This is Big Head Django, helping you in trials since 2021. And I'll see you next week. Have fun, stay safe, keep driving.